Hey guys, and welcome back to Pure Heart. Chris here, as usual, back again with another album review. And guys, before we get started, make sure you guys hit a like onto this video and also comment down below what you guys thought about this album. And if you're new here or a returning visitor and you like what we do, then maybe hit that subscribe button. It would really help out this channel. But let's get into it. So Declaration by Red is Red's 7th studio album. However, it's their first album doing it independently. And Red is a very interesting type of band. They have that really huge mainstream success, and a lot of their songs are within this Christian rock type of world. And maybe some people are just like, well, since it is heavy metal, are you sure that it is Christian? And with a lot of their songs, it may seem hard to see that, but with a lot of their songs, you can definitely see handprints of Christ into them. I know the lead singer's a Christian, pretty sure the other band members are. And so getting into Red, for me personally, was at Winter Jam whenever I was a teenager. They were there on one time and I was like, oh dude, this was whenever they were released Until We Have Faces, which is still one of my favorite albums of Red, and definitely one of my favorite Christian rock albums. It still holds up today. Such an amazing album that I do recommend you guys. I know their first album is also really good. I do really like listen to that, and of Beauty and Rage. Again, that's another great album. But for me, it was always Until We Have Faces that is still my favorite album of theirs. And so going into this album, I was excited, but I was also hesitant going into it, mainly because I'm not that much in tune now with Christian rock scene. I still listen to them sometimes, like your Skillets, your Demon Hunters, and all them other stuff. But Red has been kind of like one of those that I haven't listened to in a while. I tried to listen to their Gone album. I could not stand it, and so I was really excited whenever they went independently, because I know that they'll be doing stuff that they're more passionate about, that fans would want, because Red loves their fans. That is for so much. And so to start with this album is definitely their most hard-hitting, in-your-face type of album. There's no ballads on this album, and for one, that's good, but it's also bad, mainly because I really enjoy the ballads, like Hymn for the Missing, again from Until We Have Faces. But it's also back into what a lot of people love about Red, which is this hard rock in your face that does accompany some string instruments into their songs, like some violins, some cellos, and some basses, that type of stuff. And it just makes it like this orchestra type of rock feel that's really interesting, and you really don't get that much in with a lot of rock these days, especially Christian rock. Besides, you listen to the old Skillet type of stuff. So that's what really people love, and so I really wonder why not many people do this type of orchestra rock type of stuff, because one, it sounds amazing, and that's one thing I will praise this, is the music quality of each song is probably the best I've heard of Red's in a long time. The way that each song pulls you in lyrically, that's where it gets into some of the bad. But also there is some good lyrically into this song. Like one of my favorite songs onto here is The War We Made, which is all about really the spiritual war within our own self. I'd like to think of it that the reason why they say the war we made was them battling sin in their own life or just whatever. Another good song off of here is Sever. Lyrically, it's amazing. Musically, it's also amazing. However, there is some bad of this album, and that would have to be, honestly, it's the same message going on through with each song, that it makes each song feel repetitive and also kind of filler-ish. And not all of the songs hit their landing. And plus, for me, I'm not that much of a screamo type of person. I do like it into certain aspects of each song, especially if the song calls for it, not just for every song. That's just a personal thing. I would rather have your just normal voice, and if that song calls for it, then sure, hit that screamo part. That's okay. But if a lot of songs are going to have that screamo, it's just not me. And really the same message that's going on through each song is this battle between our spiritual self and our flesh self. And that's really what this whole album is talking about. And it's fine. I mean, there's a lot of good from some of these songs that, you know, you're going to find your favorites into each of these songs. And so overall, I'm gonna have to give this album a 3.75 out of 5 Christian headbangs by the Holy Spirit. An album that, you know, my sentiments are still the same. Going in, I was excited listening to it. With this album, I was also kind of hesitant of not only doing a review because I didn't know what really to talk about, and also just nothing hit me emotionally, and that's and also an album that deals with the same type of theme throughout that I just didn't really care for. Each song is good in its own aspect, but however, as an album, it really suffered for that. So I can't really knock it down for the songs per se. I can knock it down for the album, so that's why it's a 3.75. If it was just only the songs, then those may have been higher grades. And so if anyone's wondering of how I reviewed it, but I do recommend you guys listening to the War We Made, The Victim, Sever, and also the last song, From the Ashes. I actually really enjoyed that song. And if you like Red, then you're probably most likely going to enjoy this album, or even Christian rock, or even just rock in that aspect. But with that, if you guys would, hit a like onto this video, comment down below what you guys thought about this album, what's your favorite song off this album, and also what you guys want me to review that I missed, that's coming up, or whatever it may be. Put it down in those comments. It really helps out me growing as a person on YouTube. And if you're new here, or a tuning visitor, and you like what we do here on Pure Heart, then maybe hit that subscribe button. It'll really help out this channel. But with that, you are loved. Boom.